Hello, Divine here. Welcome back to yet another episode of my style evolution. And this episode, we wanna tackle the year 2020. And for this episode, for this year, since 2020 was a very long year for everybody, including me, I want to divide it into three parts: the pre-pandemic, before everyone knew that this pandemic was real, it was a real thing and it's here to stay, and the transition on era, and the period when we believe like, wow, this is a real thing, it's a real deal, and things were changing and it was affecting our lives, our economy, and everything. So today I wanna just tackle the pre-pandemic era. When 2019 was ending, I made my New Year resolution and I was serious, very serious about that, because I was starting to gain a rhythm and to have a flow on my ideas, on my appearance, on my shop, on my clients, on my customers who I started referring as clients, because to me, whenever I was dealing with the customer, I wanted to charm them and keep them coming back. So to me, they were clients in my head. In 2020, there are two factors that really affected my lifestyle that time. It is my style and my shop. Because in my shop, I just sold the things that I liked, I loved, I found cool. So they were part of my expression. They, like, my shop was part of my expression, part of how I thought, how I think, my ideas, my ideologies. And so in my New Year resolution, number one was that I wanted to make my shop like a community. I wanted to make it hospital. I wanted to make it in a way that it accommodated every aspect of the clients that were walking into my shop. So the first thing I bought in 2020 was I designated a portion of my shop to be a changing room. And then another thing I did in 2020, I invested in a bench, in a chair, where in a comfortable chair where customers could come and sit. I wanted, once you walk in my shop and sit on that chair, you'd feel comfortable and you'll keep staying. And my clients felt welcomed and they keep coming back. And also this year, I started styling my customers more. I started recommending things to them more, because on YouTube I was learning about body types and style and everything. So I was giving them tips on style and what suited them more, and it just convinced them to try something new. And what really made me fulfilled, and the moment I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is like, when you dress someone and then they look at themselves in the mirror and you see the smile on their face, priceless, and they thank you for it. It was just priceless for me, and I just wanted to keep on, and I decided, you know what, I think I got something, and I think I can influence other people positively. I was talking to my clients and talking to them about themselves. I came to realize that I was talking to a lot of women and we had a lot of issues, and we didn't have like a safe space. Like, most of the people that I was interacting with, they didn't have a safe space where they could just come and communicate about the insecurities. When you dress them, they go like, oh my god, I don't like my arms, oh my god, my skin does this and that, oh my god, my body this, oh, I'm trying to do this. And when I'm telling them, when you keep having conversation, I keep talking to them, they open up to me more, and that was just priceless. So what I decided to do, I just decided to make my shop a safe space. Like, my shop was just a safe space. Another thing that I'll always be grateful for my shop, I made friends that became friends with other friends. Like, my shop was a place where you come to meet cool people. You came and found like-minded women, and friends become each other friends, and you find that you're doing more than just dressing them up. And then sometimes we had these discussions and talks and everything, and sometimes even guys would just walk in, because we were a bunch of women. Guys would just come and walk in, and we had these discussions that I hope I recorded but they were real. When everyone was walking out of that shop, they felt better. They felt better than they walked in, and that was just worth it. I decided to make my shop more accommodating. I made sure it was constantly clean. I washed it every day, and then I made sure it was completely organized, like everything. I'll show you pictures here of like everything was arranged in a very fancy way. It wasn't just an ordinary boutique to me. This picture was 2nd of January 2020. That's how serious I was in 2020. In 2020, I was like going all in. It's like, this is me, this is my gift shop, this is my purpose, this is what I'm doing, this is my job. Decided to increase my invoice, to increase then a number of things that I was selling. And so in 2020 I bought these bags. I'll show you a few bags that I bought here that were really nice. I decided to add bags in my shop, and then also added belts. I added scarves. I was going for this unique prints, colorful prints, like good material and just good sizes. And yeah, so it was a curated boutique, so everything was the way I wanted it to be. With their permission, I want to show all the clients that I took photos of, all the friends that I made. They validated my work in a very serious way, and they needed that validation. That validation gave me the energy to keep going, to keep going, getting better. And when people trust you, you tend to like just expand and explode, and they started respecting me and my work. And so these are some of my friends and clients that I made during that year in 2019 and 2020, and I am very grateful for very good. And so also in 2020 I bought a mannequin. For the longest time I was looking for a mannequin, but I didn't want those naked, plastic, tall, weird looking mannequins. I just wanted an aesthetically pleasing mannequin, and before I get it, I'll stay without one. Like, so make a mannequin, upange hapa yenye niko tu, like, no, there is this one mannequin that I'm looking for, and until I get it, I'm not buying those ugly stuff in my shop. So lo and behold, one day we were driving past like a shop, and I saw this mannequin, and I was like, stop. I saw what I wanted, and this was it. Even it was the cheapest mannequin, and that guy was like, this is what you want? Yeah, I have a boutique and I've been looking for this is the boutique. Chukua hii ingine, chukua hizi, people like this. And people like, this is what I want. And it was the cheapest mannequin and the unique mannequin in that shop, and they named it Coco, after Coco Chanel. The style girlies will understand. I used to create outfits with it and take photos and just style things, like create my vision. Just sometimes when I'm buying pieces, I can see the vision in my head of what it could be on, and my customers cannot read my mind. So this Coco used to be the mannequin that I used to express the images that I have in my head, and it worked really well. I loved it. I still regret leaving it behind, but yeah, nothing changed with my style really. I just wore everything I used to wear, but I just added to my collection. I added to my wide-legged pants. I added shorts to my style. This green short was the first one that I bought, and I felt comfortable wearing. It was a short short, but it wasn't tight, so it was safe for me, and I loved it. I love. Because when I wore this short with yellow, with white, with cream, it worked. With sandals, with boots, it worked very. I could dress it up, dress it down. I also added to my collection of skirts. I added other skirts. So from 2019 I only had 2 skirts, so I added into my skirt collection. Like I had this one, this like burnt orange one that I loved. I also added this black one that was also fitted and very nice. I added another skirt. Oh, I also added this suede one, and I realized for my skirt, I wanted my skirt to be high waist, and then that I could wear crop tops with, and that was also the vibe that I knew flattered my body type even more. And also in this 2019, my style changed in a way that my head wrap game changed. My head wrap game changed. I now like went full in with head wraps. Instead of just partially covering my head, I was completely covering my head with. I'll show different looks of head wraps that I wore, and it just gave me this African goddess vibe that I still love today. This was the year I started tying my hair this way. It's just tying it up but sideways like this, and then the rest of my hair just fell on my face. And this, I wore this hairstyle. You will notice that every look I had a head wrap on. If it's not a head wrap, it's this hairstyle. It was edgy, it was different, and I loved it. It was simple, and with this hairstyle I could easily wear my statement earrings that I was still making in my shop. Is like people would just walk into my shop to see the collection that I made or something that I was working on. People just came in for my vibe, and I loved it. It just gave me a sense of fulfillment that I think is priceless. In this year I started DIYing my own clothes. So the same is like I had these baggy shirts that I could crop. I had also this denim jacket. This denim jacket, I cropped it from behind. They became edgy and different. And also in this year I became edgy. I tried different things as always, and yeah, like I tried these see-through tops became my thing. Like cute bralettes and see-through tops became my thing. Top over here that I love, it's see-through, it's printed, and I loved it. I added to my pants, like my wide-legged pants. I still love this style of pants. Because these pants that I'm wearing today are bell-bottom, but this was my first bell-bottom trouser that I bought, and I loved. Another statement piece that I added to my closet that I still wear up to today is dungarees. I could dress it up with boots and a fancy top. I could dress it down with a bralette and sandals. I could make it casual with just a top and sneakers. And I love this dungaree. I regret leaving out, but I have other dungarees now that are cuter than this. But this was one of my favorite things to wear in 2020. Because I could wear it with anything. I could wear it with a t-shirt, with a top, with a bralette, with a sweater top. Ooh, that's another thing that I added to my collection in 2020, sweater tops. I'll show you a picture of this yellow top is a sweater top, and this like of shoulders pink soft fuzzy sweater that I love. And all these photos that I'm showing here, these are photos that I started taking in front of my shop. So I'll show you this picture. This picture over here is my shop with the door closed. Like, I'm sure there are several photos in the internet that I don't know about that were taken in front of my shop. It was like a very cool area that people liked even when I'm not there. That's how powerful my shop was then. And another thing about my style is my knowledge of style increased because I was doing research and I was watching people on YouTube. So how I coordinated my looks also changed. Like it stopped being just a random look, and I intentionally choose colors, pieces, and patterns, and earrings and shoes that coordinated beautifully. And like I would wear like a white shirt. I also fell in love with the white button-down shirt then, because in the internet saying it was a staple in your in your wardrobe. So I had several white button-down shirts. So I love the look of a blue jeans and a white button-down shirt. But how I used to accessorize it is like with brown. I love that look with the brown belt, with a brown bag. And also in this year I started adding more accessory into my style, like belts, bags, brooches. You see brooches over here. Like I'll show you a few pictures of my favorite brooches. I just started having fun with the fashion in a very different way, and people loved it. I loved it. This is a photo of my first kimono that I bought, and I found this kimono and I was overjoyed. Kimono is still one of my favorite things up to date. Like it is a statement. A kimono is very important because I love a kimono because you can always wear slimming things, short things, revealing things, and then you put on a kimono and all of a sudden you're conservative. you see. And so this was my first kimono that I bought, that I loved very, 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 very much. It had these beautiful colors of blue, purple, red, and some gold in it that I love. Another important thing that happened in 2020 is like, I didn't want to stay in a box. I started transforming into different aesthetic, like easily. Like I could change. Today I could be that cute dainty girl, tomorrow I could be gothic, and the next day I could be street, and the next day I could be classy. I changed into different looks. Looking back at my pictures, comparing my pictures from 2019 and 2020, is just like I could wear the same clothes that I was wearing in 2019, but they just look different because I was more confident. My posture changed, how I walked changed, how I was talking changed, my head was up and upright, my shoulders were straight, and I loved that for me. Like I could see here, like I wore this look in 2019, but when I look at it now, it's different. 2019, the rule was, if I'm showing my hands, I'm not showing my legs. If I'm showing my legs, I'm not showing. I got comfortable with showing my hands and legs anytime. I showed my back, and I was out there. Furthermore, I had clients who trusted my opinion on style, so I had to be out there. I had to show them how it's done, and I had to be confident, and that's why I'm so grateful for those clients and those friends, because they didn't know that I was struggling, and it was just, this is all new to me, but they gave me the validation that I needed to just keep moving forward. Another major piece that I added into my style is trench coats. I wore trench coats. That's the only thing I wore. Like I didn't like sweaters and jackets and everything. Once I found my first trench coat, that was it. I had this brown trench coat, and with that trench coat I love because I could put it over my shoulder and wear it with my boots. So I had this black one and I have this brown one. I still have this brown one today. And I enjoyed myself. Kwanzaa boots and trench coats, vibe. 2020 was the first day I consciously decided that, you know what, I'm not going to the salon for a twist, to wash my hair, to do anything to my hair. I'm gonna buy the products, I'm gonna invest in the products that I need, and then just take care of my hair. And I still remember to this day the first time I went to the supermarket and bought my first shampoo, my first treatment, my first conditioner, and my first coconut oil, and walked home. I was so proud of myself. I was like, yeah, we're going to do this. These are some of the photos that I took after washing my hair. Another thing, I also started taking photos of my hair, started appreciating my hair and loving it, because now I felt like it was part of my style. My hair was part of my style. I couldn't ignore how I wore my hair, how my hair looked, because it was part of my style and part of my aesthetics. I'll put a photo here of the last photo that I took in my shop, and this will be the last time I will be in my shop. So in this day, in the morning, I took this photo in the morning, and in the evening, after I closed my shop and I was alone in my shop, I had a major panic attack. I was on the floor shivering and shaking and just crying and couldn't breathe, and I was shaking, and so my head was just like, I had a major, this was my first major panic attack, and I laid on the floor for hours not understanding what's happening to me. But that was serious, and that is what the next episode will be about. Because in hindsight, I now understand what was happening then. And after that, my boyfriend, who is my ex now, came to pick me up, and we had a fight. I couldn't believe it, like we are having a fight about me having a panic attack. And we had a very serious fight. And you know what I said? This is it. I packed my backpack, and I walked out, and I never looked back. So that night I went to sleep at my friend's place just to hide, and then the next morning I was off home, and that was the end of that gift shop. that was the end of my gift shop, that was the end of my progress, and everything just went downhill from there. So yeah. So in the next episode, I'll be explaining what was going on, what went on after I left, how I left, what led me to me leaving, and then from the next episode, I'll explain now the other half of 2020, what happened after I left. So yeah, that was it. That is it for this episode. I am very happy and very sad at the same time, but that is life. You're happy, you're sad, pendulum keeps swinging from left to right, left to right. So but I'm so proud of myself. So watch out for part 2 or part 3 of my style evolution. Bye bye.